hello. I am your wandering narrator, Ira. So, something you may or may not know about me is I am a practicing witch. I have been practicing for about 15 years now. I mean, kind of off and on, but have been practicing for about 15 years. So I'm going to start this new series called On the Edge of the Woods. We'll talk more about the name later. In which I get to share with you all the witchy stuff that I've learned or think about or practice, and welcome you to the edge of the woods with me. So with Yule being just around the corner on the 21st, 22nd, there's kind of much debate about that. I thought this would be a good time to start with the Witchy series and bring you in on Yule. So it has taken me several years to refine my practice, and we're still kind of learning the practice, but I feel like I have a much clearer direction that I'm going instead of choosing like Wicca or Norse specifically. I'm kind of on a path of my own and learning how to define that. And part of that over the years has been figuring out what each of the sabbats mean to me. And so, like for Yule, I wanted to stray away from, I guess, kind of more of the lore, and especially, I'm straying away from Christmas. And I kind of wanted to focus more on nature and like kind of attuning with nature a bit more. And so as you've probably heard on the internet, this is a time of year not for creating projects and resolutions, but to slow down. And yes, that is part of it. To me, because it's the darkest time of year too, this is a time to acknowledge your shadows and your demons, and show them compassion because they are a part of you. I'm always seeing like shows and movies and stuff that like somebody will act out in a way that, yes, maybe is not typically them, but they always blame it on like, that's not me. I don't want you to think that's me. That's who I am, because that's not me. I don't do that. But you did. And that's a shadow. That's a demon. It is a part of you. You did do it. You may not typically do it. It may be a certain circumstance brought it out, but you did do it. And it is a part of you. And so that's what kind of this time of year says to me, is facing your demons, showing them compassion, and acknowledging them as a part of you, which can be hard, and it can be scary to face that and come out and say, I am a jealous person, or I do, I do get angry, or, whatever the shadows are. But also with this time of year, I think it's also good to, we're needing lights to guide us, because it is the darkest time of year. So you don't want to get like lost in your shadows, that you're stumbling around in the dark and in kind of deep in your feels kind of thing. You do need a guiding light to like help guide you through it so you don't drown yourself. So I do think it's also a good time of year to think about the light that you want to help guide you, and I guess kind of that compassion to help guide you through. This is a time of year that my family likes to light candles all the time, not necessarily spiritually, but more just because it's a comforting light. It's not the harsh, ceiling light that I have on right now. It's soft and it's gentle and it just feels nice. And especially when it gets dark out, it's really nice to have that. And so kind of emotionally, I think this is a good time of year for what will do with that for you emotionally and spiritually. I also view this as a time of year or time of clearing the garden. So in terms of nature kind of thing, you may not do this now, But I do kind of view this as a time of year to clear away the dead stuff so that you are prepping the soil and you are prepping the space for spring, for when you plant new things. And so, yeah, kind of pulling out, the dead vines and all the, maybe not all the leaves, but the dead vines and like, yeah, just clearing the space, readying it for seeds. And kind of applying that to your life then as well. And like, what are the quote unquote dead vines in your life that need to be cleared away to give room to the new energy and to the new projects and resolutions that you would like to plant come spring. So segueing then over into what do I do for Yule? We like to do the Yule log tradition, and me and my family are still kind of refining on how to do that. Because especially like in Colorado where I am, we have a lot of lodge poles, which are not known for being thick. They are measly pine trees, meager pine trees. And we're trying to figure out like what's the best way to, cut it so that it burns for a long, it doesn't burn itself out and it also doesn't go out, it continuously burns. So like, how do we get the air in there? But we're still playing with that. But yeah, we do the Yule log when we go up to the mountains. And like I said, we do candle lighting every night, about like 4 or 5 when the sun goes down, to kind of bring in that flame light because it's just cozier and nicer. And then just kind of doing like cozy, quiet, slow activities to bring in that inner warmth and rest. So a lot of times we do like puzzles or painting, some crafting, watching movies, reading books, playing games, but like, not necessarily drinking games, but just playing board games kind of stuff. Bringing in that like cozy cabin vibe to kind of help warm your soul up. I also like to do a simmer pot, and I will show you here what I've put in my simmer pot, because I think the simmer pot is nice because it's kind of like incense or candle, but it's it's steamy, so it's like it's warming up the room as well as like just being nice to smell. And then I think doing to like writing a gentle letter to your shadows. So apologizing for treating them like monsters, acknowledging why they're there. Usually the shadows are there to help protect you. It's your wall. So I know for me, especially after the past like 3-4 years, I've had a lot of breakups. Not one relationship, but mostly friends, to the point that like at one point I had no one except my family. And I think because of that, I do have a wall now of not wanting to go out as much and like wanting to stay in because it's safe in my room. So, like that shadow of like drawing myself away, pulling myself away, it's a protection. And so acknowledging why it's there can help, I think, kind of silence the fear behind it. You know why it's there. You know why it's working. And then forgiving them for their bite. It is there to protect you, even if it hurts, even if it comes out as mean voices in your heads saying that, you're never gonna find somebody, you're destined to be alone forever. Like, it hurts. It's you being mean. It's your thoughts being mean to you. There's bite to it. But there's also a reason for that bite. It's trying to scare you away from what has hurt you in the past. And so being able to forgive them for that, think of it like a child throwing a tantrum and saying mean things. It's emotional, it's not logical, it's just lashing out because it's scared and wants to protect itself. And so, calm it down and forgive it. Like, I know you're just trying to protect me, and I forgive you for being mean to me, being mean to myself. And that, yeah, again, they are a part of you. And I think that is a big step of like acknowledging this is me doing it to myself. This is a part of me acting this way. I am doing this. I am acting like this. I am choosing to act like this in some respects. This is not like there's no entity out there that's trying to control your thoughts or making you do something that you don't want to do. You are doing it. You are choosing to do it, and you need to kind of own up to that responsibility. This is part of me. This is me doing it. But gently, compassionately. This is a time of year for compassion and kindness. And then I do have a ritual that I like to do as well. So to kind of go along with the clearing out your garden and making room for spring, I like to do like on a piece of paper what will be on the inside of the paper. You will focus on that clearing away part. Think about your life and what's kind of become dead and is just kind of taking up space in your life, and that you need to pull and get rid of. And write that down kind of on the inside. When you fold it up, it'll be on the inside. And then on the other side of the piece of paper, we'll focus on the guiding light. So what do you want to light your way? Do you want it to be hope? Do you want it to be looking at the world through self-worth instead of outside acknowledgments? Do you want it to be being more kind to yourself? That kind of thing. And then you'll fold it in threes and burn it over the Yule log, chanting 3 times. I clear away what blocks new growth. I carry with as guiding light. I clear away what blocks new growth. I carry with as guiding light. I clear away what blocks new growth. I carry with as guiding light. I like to do in threes. Yeah, and so that's kind of one ritual that you can do, and that's one ritual that I like to do. Because I think it kind of helps focus your mind on like letting go, bringing in. And then also, like to do winter games. So winter games are like, games that enjoy the winter season. So like snowball fights or snow angels or making we do snow trolls, but snowmen. Because something that I've always been very drawn to is winter. I am a winter baby. I was born in February, during a snowstorm. And I think it just gets a lot of bad rep for being, this bitter, uncaring cold that's out to get you and keeps you stuck inside, and it's menacing and harsh. And that's never how I've seen winter. I've always saw winter as almost kind of through a Narnia lens of like, it's curious, it's magical, it's soft, it's like a blanket over the world, it's quiet. And so I like to, during the winter solstice, I think is a good time to celebrate winter for what it is, not view it in that harsh, bitter, biting light of, God, when is it going to be over? I want it to be warm again. But celebrating it because it's here, celebrating it for what it is. It's a time to slow down. It's a time to enjoy the little things more. In a world that's kind of rushing around, it's forcing you to be quiet. It's forcing you to be bored, even. and face boredom again. And how are you gonna face that boredom but with snowball fights? Or just kind of laying in. I also like to lay in the snow as it's snowing and look up at the sky. But let's be kind to winter. It's had a hard life. People have been very mean to winter, I feel like, and I think it's time that people start seeing the beauty in it. Um, so anyway, that is my time. I am a winter child. A snow child. And I do label myself as a winter witch, which I will be going into this winter in another video, what that means. I'm still trying to figure it out myself, but I like that term, being a winter witch. Yeah, happy Yule, stay safe and warm, enjoy the snow, or enjoy your area's winter for what it is, and celebrate. Happy Yule. Good Jul.